another of our tutorials. Today we're going to show you how to make a vehicle. So as you can see, here's two I made earlier. These are very basic designs, really to give you a starting point, and I want you to then really explore and experiment with your ideas. So two examples, two chassis. So the chassis are the underside of the vehicle, and we've powering it with a balloon, but what we've not designed is the body for the vehicle. So that's up to you to have a little think about and explore with afterwards. So this one I've made basic rectangle shape, and this one's a triangle. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those, and I'm going to do that in under 15 minutes. So equipment that you're going to need is a ruler and a pencil and a pair of scissors, okay, minimum. If you have got these at home, it would be very useful if you had something to measure angles with. Set square, craft knife, safety ruler and a cutting mat. And if you can get hold of one, it's always useful when you're tinkering with cardboard to have a glue gun. And this glue gun is a low melt glue gun. So the materials that we need to make a vehicle are cardboard, which you can get from old boxes. We're using corrugated cardboard because it's stronger. You need something for your wheels. I have wooden wheels, but you could use bottle tops as wheels. You could make wheels out of cardboard. Paper straws, and we'll think about how we could do that if you haven't got any paper straws. Kebab skewers, and to get your vehicle moving, plastic straw, balloon and an elastic band. So let's get going. So the first thing that you need to do is decide on your shape of your vehicle. So you need to think about what shape, what size is going to allow your vehicle to move faster than another. So we're going to set up lots of scientific investigations afterwards with our vehicles to see which one goes faster. So first vehicle, I'm going to go for a rectangle again, but I'm going to change the size of it. So I'm going to use the edge of the card because I know that it's straight, and I'm going to measure 10 centimetres, but if I'm an engineer I need to really be working in millimetres. So to convert a centimetre to millimetres I just add a 0. So each centimetre is 10 millimetres. So that would be 100 millimetres. I'm then going to use a set square to make sure I draw a line that's super straight. Okay. And I'm going to make it 150 millimetres long. So you'll see I've changed the size completely to my first version, so it's a lot smaller. And you'll see I've not wasted any card. I've used the edge of the card, so I've got all this card free for my design of my body later. Now I'm going to cut it out. You could use scissors. I'm going to use a craft knife and a cutting mat. I'm using a safety rule to keep my fingers safe. I'm only exposing a short part of the blade, not too much, and I'm locking it. I'm cutting really slowly 3 times. And I'm turning it around and doing the same here. Once, twice, 3 times. And then I am taking my blade and placing it away and locking it for safety reasons. Put that down, use that later. So there's my base. Now you need to get your base moving. So to get your base moving, you need an axle. So we're going to use skewers as our axles, but please be very careful if you're using a skewer because that sharp end is very, very dangerous. So always do this activity with an adult to support you. So we need this axle to move. So we could try and push it through the cardboard, but it wouldn't move very easily. So what we are using today is a paper straw. So using a paper straw, making a mark. Lost my scissors, there we go. I'm cutting 2 lengths of straw. And I'm going to stick one at the front and one at the back. Now it's always good to make sure you draw a straight line before you glue it so you know where you're gluing that straw. Okay, so I'm using my hot glue gun I'm placing a blob of glue at the front of the line and a blob of the glue at the back. You don't need too much glue. I'm placing the straw on top of those blobs of glue. If you haven't got a glue gun, you can buy glue blobs actually, they're quite useful. Or you could use sellotape. Okay, same at the back. So again, it's always good to draw a line rather than guessing, so you know where to glue. Now, once I've done this, I need to now think about the axle. So the axle, the kebab skewer, needs to be longer than the straw. It needs to be long enough to put a wheel on either side. So have a look at your wheel. How wide is your wheel? Make sure your wheel's not too close and not too far. Okay? So here goes the front. And I'm going to cut that. I'm going to use some scissors. And I'm using scissors, I'm opening the drawer with the scissors out and I'm cutting to create a dent, and then I'm going to snap it. Okay, but I'm snapping it away from my eyes. And doing the same here, and snap. And I've got 2 axles. One at the front and one at the back. Now I need to choose and add my wheels. Now if I use large wheels, is my vehicle big enough? So I want to make this test fair. So each design that I've got further has got large and medium. Large and medium. So the shapes have changed. So I want to make sure it's large at the front, large at the back, medium at the front, so that it's a fair test. So add glue into both. So I'm adding a blob of glue into the middle of the wheel. Too much glue on that one. And I'm giving it a wiggle because you can see the glue otherwise will create a bit of a cobweb effect. Now I'm going to put my skewer into the blob of glue. I'm making sure my finger's not touching that glue. Do the same here. There we go. And I'm going to wait for a minute. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to assemble my engine. So, to assemble my engine, I've got a plastic straw, a balloon and an elastic band. Okay, so I'm going to wrap the elastic band around the balloon. Make sure it's not too tight, but it's holding on to that balloon. And then I'm going to test it before I finish assembling. So I'm going to blow up the balloon to test my engine works, and it does. So there's our engine. This is your exhaust, there's your engine. Okay, I'm going to pull that and that. I'm going to feed that through here, like so, and the same here. And then I'm going to stick the other wheels on the other side, but make sure you don't get them the wrong way round. So again, blob of glue, bit of wiggle, blob of glue, bit of wiggle. Oh, here goes. And then I'm going to push that in there. There we go. I'm going to hold that for a couple of minutes. So, as you can see on this design, the balloon, if it's straight on the chassis, when the balloon's inflated, the balloon will drag across the floor and will cause friction. So what we've done is lifted the balloon up. Now, you could argue this isn't a fair test because I've lifted this up at this height and this one is higher. So if I was making that test fair, I'd need that to be a bit shorter, but it's just a bit of fun and games. So once this is dried, you can peel the wheels off, test that it moves, giving it a push, pulling it, and then you can add your balloon. So I'm going to cut using my scrap material this small shape, and again, if it was a fair test, I'd make it the same size as those. Okay, and I'm going to stick that at the front, like so. There we go. And then give it a small blob of glue there. There we go. And then I'm going to glue the balloon to the chassis, and then we're going to wait until we test. So whilst we're waiting to test, I'm just going to tidy up my table. Get rid of a few of these bits so we've got some room to actually test. Oops, daisy. Here goes. Oh dear. It's me not being patient. Okay, so we've got 3 designs. We have a large rectangle, a smaller rectangle, and a triangle. Which one is going to go faster? What will you design? What shape will you make yours? Could you add a body to your design? Shall we test the one that we've just made to see how fast it rolls? So what you can do is you can set up an investigation. You can lay out a measuring tape, and you can have a stopwatch, and you can measure how quickly it takes for your car to move from one end to another. But you need to make it fair. So I'm going to put 2 puffs of air in this and 2 puffs of air in that one. Are you ready? Ooh, that wasn't very successful. So hold on to the end so the air doesn't escape. I'll have to do that again. Okay. I've lost all the air in my lungs today. Ready? And then hold on to the end, and then you can test. So 3, 2, 1, go. Interesting. I wonder if this large rectangle will go faster. Shall we give it a go? 2 puffs of air. The other thing you can do is you can measure how heavy your cars are. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, that one didn't move at all. Interesting. Now I wonder if that's because the wheel was rubbing against it and slowing it down. So let's go one more time. Make sure the wheel's not rubbing, and 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. I hope you enjoy making your vehicle. I would love to see what you've made. Please share it with us, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you for listening.